Hi everyone, my name is Abigail Ramirez and I will be doing a presentation on the path to college through Long Beach Stearns. Thank you all for taking time out of your day to truly understand how putting your child through Kumon is only beneficial for the long run. First and foremost, I would like to give a little background on myself. If you don't already know me, I am currently an ELPI and grading assistant here at Long Beach Stearns. If you haven't seen me yet, it is mainly because I work with 3 to 8-year-olds on basic number sequences and reading phonics. But before I got here, I was actually a Kumon student myself from the ages of 3 to 14, so about 11 years of my life. I can thank the skills I've developed from being in this program, as they have enabled me to graduate as a class of 2023 Sato Dragon and consequently attend UC Berkeley this fall. With that said, one of the most important concepts of education that Kumon has embedded was the importance of starting early. As mentioned earlier, I myself started the program at the age of 3 and built the foundational skills necessary for learning, which allowed me to adapt that very principle into my academic life. I started early by researching schools and setting a goal for myself. Similar to Kumon, this goal was one that can be tracked with academic achievement and improvement. It was very feasible and attainable. When it came to my education, I found myself seeing similarities between the Kumon method and my way of approaching schooling. This academic success can only be reached through nurturing core skills, building good study habits, and having great time management. And you're going to need a lot of that in high school, college, and adulting. Kumon taught me and serves as the basis for these abilities. For example, core skills can be found in ELPI coursework, whether that be in basic reading comprehension, sound combinations, or even something as simple as following directions. Over the years, these core skills are built upon and used in a state of constant learning to a changing environment. We all know that Kumon is notorious for its daily homework and classwork packets, but this is simply nourishment for building discipline. On top of Kumon packets, you have to figure out ways to balance your school, work, sports, clubs, and other extracurricular activities that you are currently pursuing. Being exposed to such a stimulating environment at a young age especially forces you to manage your time wisely in order to keep up with all your other commitments. Thus, Kumon prepares you for college as it aids you in balancing the rigor and time necessary for activities that can potentially strengthen your resume and or GPA, both of which are highly regarded by college admission officers. Another plus to having such discipline from daily Kumon packets is that you as an individual are more likely to challenge yourself and excel your grade level. Both honors and AP classes are college-level coursework. Because Kumon prepares you for academic rigor and time management, it is more likely that you can balance these classes with your regular assignments. There is indeed a large bulk of work necessary for completion in college-level classes, but having done Kumon packets daily, this process is quite similar and something you can adapt or apply to this level of rigor. Another aspect of Kumon that is instilled in students is the value of independence. Yes, independence may mean working by yourself with limited intervention from a teacher, but it can also mean actively seeking out ways for self-improvement and taking initiative in one's own education or learning process. This can look like simply enrolling for more challenging classes like honors or APs, or maybe even pursuing dual enrollment. Kumon aims to increase a child's confidence in their own learning abilities, so actively enrolling as both a high school and college student truly demonstrates a student's willingness to go above and beyond. At the end of the day, taking these college-level courses prepares individuals to understand the thoroughness required for not only college, but the applications themselves. On top of that, the SAT and ACT are both imperative, especially when looking to enroll at private universities. Though they may not be required for public universities, these standardized tests are a good benchmark for where you are academically. Similar to Kumon, it can be a way to track personal progress. And guess what? Foundational skills learned in Kumon can aid individuals in attaining a higher score. For example, the comprehension that is practiced in Kumon reading packets can be applied to the passages and excerpts provided on the test, especially with higher level reading. Knowing how to follow directions and having time to work in Kumon can even make you a faster test taker, allowing you to finish sections at a quicker pace and thus giving you more time to check over your answers. This can result in a higher, more desired score, which can be submitted and increase your chances of attending a university or college of your choosing. But college is not just about your grades or how good your GPA is. It's also about your individuality, your uniqueness, and what you can contribute to the school climate. Like I mentioned before, Kumon aids in the development of both discipline and interdependent skills that can be utilized to join extracurriculars. Whether it be attending workshops or finding internships or programs, choosing meaningful involvement can mold you into a well-rounded individual that can strengthen your college resume. So I advise you to identify your interests, find your passion, and explore opportunities by taking initiative and actively pursuing education for what you love. This love for learning and exploration was already instilled to me by Kumon and was further developed through being a part of a community. Along the way of joining such organizations, you make friends and simply have fun with it. Again, because Kumon teaches you time management, you're able to balance such extracurriculars with regular schoolwork. Certain extracurriculars can even make a difference, whether that be volunteering for the local food pantry or having a leadership position in a club. Kumon truly creates that confidence, improves self-esteem, and introduces growth mindset. You can do anything if you try to take on new challenges for yourself. To conclude, education through the Kumon method is truly advantageous in increasing a student's learning capabilities and pursuing higher education of their choosing. Whether it be something as simple as foundational skills in counting numbers and combining sounds, or something as complex as discipline, time management, and independence, Kumon prepares students for the real world. And remember, school is not just about your grades. It is also about learning, exploration, personal growth, and making memories. So enjoy the journey and have fun with it. To my parents or guardians watching, be the biggest support to your child during this crucial time of development. They may not know it now, but your kids will definitely thank you in the future. And now for everyone's favorite part, the FAQs. So the first one is our ECT, ACT scores required in college applications. So like I mentioned earlier in the presentation, they're not for public universities, but it doesn't hurt to report them, especially if you have a pretty high score. And submitting your scores will only benefit you, especially for private universities. It does vary, so you would have to do your own research per school. The next question is, how did you balance schoolwork, extracurriculars, etc., and find time for yourself? So Kumon did teach me discipline, and it's a skill that I still use to this day. On top of that, I fortunately did not have sports or music to take into consideration. So I truly believe I was accepted because of how I answered my PIQ essays. So writing and storytelling are necessary tools in these essays because you're talking about you and your journey and how you've become the person you are today. So use what you know from Kumon to aid you. And lastly, how did you transition from the repetition method of Kumon to the comprehension skills necessary for excerpts and passages and other reading required in high school or the SAT or ACT? So honestly, higher level reading was a huge help when it came to comprehension, especially since when mistakes are made, the packets are given back to you and you yourself have to figure out where the mistake was and try to interpret the text a little better. So that really does help with comprehension. And those are all for my FAQs. Thank you for listening to my presentation and for watching Path to College to Kumon Long Beach Stearns. Have a great day, guys.